you.
Hey everybody, here get another one there. Check out Ichigo versus Yusuke, Bleach versus Yu Yu Hakusho. So I haven't seen either of these shows, but I know kind of who Ichigo is, or at least of that one scene where he beats up a good like 6 guys and calls an ambulance beforehand. But I don't know what Yusuke does, but I know I really don't know nothing about him. But I guess I'm about to find out today what's up with both these guys. Like, I've seen both their designs before, but I don't know like really anything about them.
Yusuke Urameshi,
the substitute Shinigami of Bleach versus the spirit detective of Yu Yu Hakusho. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
and it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Talk to me.
Tell me, Boomstick, what happens when we die?
Endless nothingness? Jeez, man, I don't know. We just started.
Our souls are ferried by Shinigami, gods of death, in an eternal cycle of death and rebirth.
That was my second guess.
And when a soul goes astray, warped by evil and regret, it's a Shinigami's job to purify such violent hollows and send them off to the realm of the dead, the Soul Society.
Works great, till it doesn't. Enter Ichigo Kurosaki, whose tragic anime backstory came way too early.
29, 5'11".
That's shorter than you. That's taller than you.
Shut up. Likes chocolate, Shakespeare. All right. Japanese game. Okay. So.
Then they did replace the Soul King.
Oh, okay then.
Early when his mom was killed
I
by
didn't
a
know he was
hollow.
29.
Reason
He
number
looks
one
way
why you
younger
should
than that.
never want your kid to be the anime protagonist.
Left
thought he was
with
like
his
a
grief,
teenager.
Young Ichigo was
Or
crushed
the bear's like
under the
around
weight
our
of
age.
survivor's guilt.
So he lashed out the only way he knew how, beating people up.
But
Dang.
this wound began
Herb
to
stomping
heal
him
when
into
he
the
found
ground?
his calling upon meeting a Shinigami named Rukia. To stop a powerful hollow, she gave Ichigo her powers, rousing unseen potential within.
Boom! Just like that, Ichigo's a Shinigami.
Substitute
That's a gigantic
Shinigami.
sword.
To carry out his duties, Ichigo sheds his body for an invisible one made of spiritual matter called Reishi. He can wield vast amounts of spiritual energy, called Ryoku, and exert it offensively in the form of spiritual pressure, or Reiatsu.
Okay, that's a lot of big words, but all it really means is he's a super-powered ghost with an epic sword.
Any
His
fancy?
spirit aura is so strong, he can stun lock foes, crushing them under his own power, even fatally.
He controls spirit matter in and around him, hardening his skin for defense and leaping off of invisible footholds in the air. Paired with speed-boosting skills like Shunpo, he can virtually fly.
Say goodbye to the kid who
okay,
beat up
then.
bullies for their lunch money, and hello to the town's new superhero with fellow Ghostbusters, Orihime, Chad,
Being
and
a
Uryu.
call.
Plus Rukia. It was the Shinigami's job to tear hollows a new hole.
While balancing responsibilities at school, of course. GPA comes
Right.
first.
I thought-
and
okay,
maybe
so he was a
round or two of
teenager.
tech.
But it wouldn't be possible without his Shinigami blade, a Zanpakuto. It's basically a super-powered spirit that's physically a sword.
So it's
Ghost
like some
sword.
Soul Eater type
Though
stuff.
strangely, Ichigo's sword is composed of 2 distinct spirits, both named Zangetsu, which isn't confusing at all.
Just call him Old Man Zangetsu and Hollow Zangetsu. Anyway, the double ghost sword gives Ichigo lots of new moves, including his trademark attack, the sword beam to end all sword beams, Getsuga Tensho!
Getsuga Tensho is incredibly powerful, and so effective that Ichigo developed multiple variants. He can fire it
Dang.
as a wave, detonate it mid-attack to act as a barrier, and combine 2 at once into the even stronger Getsuga Jujisho.
To cut even the biggest hollows down to size, Ichigo was ridiculously
Man, so
strong,
some kaijus
even
in
for
half?
grade 1.
He can make giant shockwaves and parry spiritual light beams from a Menos Grande. And these aren't fake, slower-than-light lasers. Guidebooks confirm they're real light, and the novels say so too.
Plus, early on, Uryu moved so fast that he left his own shadow behind.
But as Ichigo became more involved with the Soul Society, he quickly found that he wasn't good enough.
This Byakuya guy's so fast, Ichigo
I'm useless and kaiju's in half like that, and it's not enough. What else? What more can I do?
can't even see him. Time for a good old-fashioned training arc. Hit
Yep.
the music!
Until now, Zangetsu had operated only in its base state, Shikai. So Ichigo learned to release its inner power, a 10 times boost that takes most Shinigami a decade to master.
Bon Kai! In Bankai, his speed skyrocketed, letting him turn the tables on douchebag Byakuya.
How fast
Even
can he go?
in Shinkai, he blocked an attack that could destroy the whole friggin' Soul Society.
Because Ichigo's greatest gift is his potential to improve. Despite only being a teenager, he mastered swordsmanship well enough to thrash.
Okay, he must be
experts
29
for
by the end
he
of the
was 29.
centuries. He
That must be like
quickly
by the end of
adapted
the
new
story
weapons
or
and
something.
styles mid-fight, surpassing his limits time and time again.
Like by the
Like when he
beginning,
took
it's
on
because like
Catboy
Naruto.
Grimjow.
Naruto in the beginning
He
was like a
getting
kid.
clamped, but
By
as
then
soon
he's
as he
like
heard
an
Ori
adult
Hime
with
cheered
kids.
him on, that was all he needed to smash that kitty.
You mean Grimjow, right?
Yeah, but even with that
Wow.
main character energy, Ichigo couldn't match Big Bad Aizen. With just a finger, Aizen stopped Ichigo's Bankai.
I'll be danged if I swing a sword and someone pulls up with one finger and stops it. You don't even cut their finger. It's just at that point, just die right there.
And his theme song, Rude.
Ichigo needed to tap into his unexplained hollow power. Except Hollow Zangetsu wasn't going to make it easy.
Old Man Zang's pretty chill, but this guy's a menace.
Still, Ichigo needed his help and conjured a hollow mask to expand his power. But this
Okay,
meant
so
the
what's this
hollow
thing
within
do?
only grew stronger.
Masked up, he can fire lasers, bypass super senses, and heal lost limbs. But piss him off enough, and he'll go full hollow. And you really don't want that.
Hollowification exceeds even Bankai, and was enough to crush Ukiura in a battle that shook all of Hueco Mundo, the world of hollows.
Full hollow Ichigo could even tear through all 3 layers of hell.
But with help from his secret Shinigami father, Ichigo continued to train for months in the Dangai, a corridor between dimensions, until he was finally ready to challenge Aizen.
Challenge is an understatement. He manhandled Aizen, shattered mountains with sheer aura, and flexed so hard he
Dang.
smashed out of the black coffin, which crushes space like a mini black hole.
And yet, it still wasn't enough. So by becoming Getsuga itself, Ichigo
How do you
unleashed his
keep getting this
ultimate
strong
attack,
and it's not
Mugetsu, defeating Aizen at the cost of
Like imagine if Goku goes Ultra Instinct, then like for some reason, nah, that's not enough. What more? Who else is the villain? Who's
Luffy,
at what point?
Naruto.
At what point does the final boss stop becoming our final boss? When will I finally be considered the strongest?
Like regular
'Cause-
show.
You know what? You have a point.
all his power.
He might have saved everyone, but now it was back to Normieville.
Ichigo never truly realized until then just how much being a Shinigami meant to him. The power to protect others, his drive, his pride in himself was gone. He would give anything to get it back.
And he did, thanks to a surprise assist from Rukia.
Have to get
Boom,
stabbed for it?
Shinigami again.
Just in time for a 1,000-year blood war with a final endgame boss, Yhwach.
Get me back in the game for a
And
1,000-year war.
everything.
Got it.
And while other Shinigami tried their best, only Ichigo was special enough to pull it off.
His father was a Shinigami. His mother was a member of the ancient Quincy's and possessed by a hollow. Hence, his
Dang!
two Sanbakto spirits, one Quincy's, and possessed
That's a nasty jumping. Dang near ate her whole head
by
off.
a hollow. Hence, his two Sanbakto spirits, one Quincy, the other Hollow and Shinigami, made Ichigo a perfect union to break Yhwach's plan. Finally, Ichigo understood himself, fully unifying with both Zanpakuto spirits within. With that came a new Shikai and two new Zanpakuto.
True Shikai! If you thought Ichigo was strong before, oh boy, he's the strongest Shinigami alive. They're dead. Undead? Yeah.
Stronger than Kanpachi, who could split the Dangai in half. Stronger than Senjumaru, who shook heaven and earth across the realms. And strong enough to match Yhwach, even after he absorbed the Soul King.
Juiced up with Soul King power, Yhwach could nuke all 3 realms. The human world, Soul Society, and
Okay,
Hueco Mundo.
what the heck is
plus
this
the
world?
Dangai and Garganta in between, which have a bunch of pocket dimensions sprinkled in. Hell, just the Soul
thought these
King's
dudes were just
corpse sent a
ninjas.
shockwave across all the realms.
And it's not a matter of disrupting the flow of souls. Yhwach was going to end everything through sheer power alone.
But Ichigo still wasn't done powering up.
Entering a new half-hollow form and merging his Getsuga Tencho with a mighty hollow attack, the Gran Rey Sero.
Making a giant crescent slash that rips through space itself.
All that power culminating in his true Bankai. A power so great, even Yuhabak
Not
was
gonna
scared of
lie.
it.
Joke's on you! Ichigo
I started
didn't
losing
even
track.
need it. You're done!
No,
Ichigo
I'm
was
catching
finally
up. It's just I don't know what the heck
content. And
else
10
the
years
other guy
later,
can
he
do.
remains a Shinigami, having found the courage to stand on the edge of life and death, conquer
This
his
man out here
fears,
fighting
and walk
dimension-destroying
onward.
demons.
Most teenagers have no idea what they want to do with their life.
Yep.
However, that was hardly a problem for juvenile
Yeah,
delinquent
what do
Yusuke
you do?
Urameshi, because he only ever wanted to do one thing.
Throw hands! It don't matter who the ups are, be they women, old
18, 5'8", Spirit Detective Ramen
Oh my god,
Salesman.
he's shorter than you.
Shut up. Okay. Likes fighting. Okay. Fights anyone, be they women, old folk, or babies. This man's throwing hands with babies. Okay.
or babies, Yusuke lived to fight. It's what gave life meaning. Who cares about stupid things like friends and
Battle
family?
beast.
Which is why it was so surprising when one day he threw himself in front of a speeding car to save a child, bringing that reckless life to a screeching halt.
Truck-kun claims another victim.
Isekai
But
or
this
something.
is chapter 1 of a battle shonen, so death is hardly the end.
Surprisingly, though, it wasn't a spooky skeleton in a hood who arrived to claim Yusuke's soul. It was a blue-haired anime girl on a broomstick.
This
'Cause
was
why not?
Botan, whose job was to ferry Yusuke's newly deceased spirit off to the afterlife.
Unfortunately, or I guess fortunately for him, he was such an asshole that the underworld didn't see his selfless
Imagine being considered such a jerk. They don't take you in the underworld. Come
death
on.
coming and didn't have any space prepared for him. Imagine being such a menace to society that the second you do something nice, hell itself gets caught with its pants down.
So the underworld surrogate king, Koenma, offered Yusuke an alternative. He could return to life as an agent of the afterlife, a spirit detective, solving supernatural crimes and fighting off demonic threats to humanity.
Naturally, Yusuke did what anyone would do in that situation and told Satan Jr. to stuff it. I mean,
Wow.
he was never really good for anything and no one was gonna miss him. So what's the point of coming back to life? It's not like his mom would be sad, or his
Right.
childhood sweetheart Keiko would be heartbroken, or even his rival Kuwabara would shed manly tears. Oh man.
At the sight of loved ones who cared far more than he ever expected, Yusuke had a change of heart and accepted Koenma's offer, returning to life with a new purpose and a new job.
And newfound ass-kicking ability in his quest to beat the dog shit out of
So he just-
demonkind.
he's just really good at
Yusuke
throwing
learned to
hands,
harness
gotcha.
Reiki, or spirit energy. He's ridiculously strong, fast, and durable. Heals from wounds quickly and can see spirits invisible to mortal men.
Even early on, Yusuke could parry Suzaku's lightning arrows, which are formed from real lightning called down from the sky. And with the help of legendary warrior Genkai, he mastered a signature move that could blast anyone to smithereens.
My favorite shonen move ever, the Spirit Gun. At
We're gonna
first,
death
Yusuke
beam?
had a limited number of shots, but eventually he turned it into his personal WMD, stronger than any weapon on Earth. He
You got
can
a
go
Cuphead,
finger blasting
pistol?
around as much as he wants.
The spirit gun is more versatile than it appears. Yusuke can bounce it off surfaces for sneak attacks, propel himself around like a rocket in flight, and produce massive explosions with each shot.
He can twist it up for a Spirit Shotgun, a mighty AoE blast, or a Spirit Punch, where he keeps the energy stored in his fists and clobbers the
What I'm looking
hell
up
out
is
of
the
ya.
gun is
And
just
the
like a
Spirit
raw
Wave,
shank.
a
No.
Kamehameha from before we uncultured
Was it a
Americans knew
Rashingan?
what a
Is that what you were
Kamehameha
saying?
was.
Yusuke may be
I have no
a
idea what the
punk,
gun
but he's
is.
deceptively skilled and cunning in
I mean,
battle.
they're explaining
He's not
stuff right
afraid to
now.
fight
Let's just
dirty,
let them explain.
throwing his shoes, using sleight of hand to place cigarettes on his foe to track them in the dark.
Personally, I'd call that
Wow.
smart. And his hand-to-hand is A+. He's matched experts like Cabano, who's said to have mastered all forms of martial combat.
But his best secret is how quickly he improves. All it takes is a round of training or someone threatening his
Okay, so I'm gonna
friends,
assume in
and
terms of,
Yusuke's
like,
power
hand-to-hand
will spike to
combat,
match
this dude
stronger
got it.
enemies, even if it means literally burning through his own
He's doing
life
all this
force
with
for a
relatively no
power-up.
All known
weapons.
demons and demon fighters are individually ranked on a scale of power from E to S.
E and D class demons are nothing special. We're talking local threats at best. C and B are getting a bit dicey in a destroy your city kind of way. A and S? Well, hold on to your ass.
These
We're
gods.
talking end of the world.
As Yusuke forged bonds with new allies, like demons Hiei and Kurama, as well as his old pal Kuwabara, he found himself facing opponents he couldn't beat, such as the monstrous Toguro, who could vaporize weaker demons and crush
What the heck is this build?
he couldn't beat, such as the monstrous Toguro, who could vaporize
I can't tell if if that's swelling or muscle. Maybe both. Look at the way his arms just.
Look at his neck.
I don't know.
That is
Did
a
his-
Venus flytrap neck if I've ever seen one.
Is that his bones or his muscles?
weaker demons and crush their souls with sheer aura.
But Yusuke needed to survive and
like an
protect
animated
his loved
Terminator.
ones. So he had no choice but to rank up, even if it meant absorbing the power of a small star. Thanks, Genkai!
Absorbing
Our sun
what?
has an average luminosity of
Superman?
380 septillion watts, or joules per second. Small stars like red dwarfs output about 1/10,000th of that. So this spirit orb's energy per second would equal about 9 million megatons of TNT.
Enough to send Toguro to the grave.
Even after pushing past his own limits, Yusuke would still need more power to face S-class threats like Sensui, a past spirit detective gone bad, and a great measuring stick for what top-tier demons are capable of.
Sensui was so yoked he couldn't even use all his power in the human world without threatening to bring down the whole thing. He compared destroying the whole goddamn planet to kicking an anthill.
Well, dang, if it's like that, I don't know what I can do anymore. Destroying the world's kicking an anthill to you? You know what? Hey, what do I got in my back pocket? You know, what moves do I got that can combat this?
Oh, I know.
According
The
to
magical
Genkai,
gun!
Yusuke could destroy the planet too, if he really wanted. And even A-class
Oh,
threats like
okay,
King
so I
Enma
can
have shaken
do
both
that.
the demon and human worlds.
That anima guy is strong as balls. In the past, he fought the Netherworld King Yakumo, who could eradicate the entire human world and remake the Netherworld.
But Yusuke's power surpassed both of them to the point where he overloaded Yakumo with his own energy. And do keep in mind, Yusuke was still only A-class at the time, a far cry from S-classes like Sensui, whose sacred energy was 10 times his superior.
But not for long, sucker, because turns
You know
out
what? He
Yusuke
might have an
was a
edge in this
demon
fight
himself.
because
Literally. Yusuke is the
Ichigo at
descendant
least
of an
needs a
ancient
sword.
and
I
incredibly
mean, I don't think he
powerful
really
being,
needs
one of
it,
the
but like the
strongest
sword
in existence.
holds a lot of power.
Ryzen, the
If he gets
demon
the sword out of
With
his hands,
Mizoku mark, Yusuke
it
can
might be
channel
wraps.
Ryzen's spirit for a huge power
because I don't know how good
and a massive
Ichigo is at
thirst
hand to
for
hand.
murder
I've seen him use the
This
sword,
was his
but nothing
first taste
else.
of a dangerous new type of spirit energy, Yoki.
A form of energy used by
Unless I
demons.
was missing
Like
something.
normal Reiki, it can be amplified by intense emotions.
They both got
Unlike
really crazy
normal Reiki,
abilities, but it
its
seems
use
like
creates a
Yusuke
pleasurable
uses more of
feeling,
his
feeding
hands
into the
and
user's
stuff.
rage and bloodlust, the feral animal within.
So Yusuke upgraded his spirit gun to a demon gun. It's the same thing, but
Right.
red. Oh, and it's strong enough to blast Sensui past the horizon,
But
putting
red.
Yusuke's power firmly in S-class.
And making him a prime candidate to rule the demon world. But as he was thrust into a tournament vying for that throne, Yusuke began to wonder if all this power was what he really wanted.
Self-reflection?
The friends
From
we made
I'll
along
kick
the
your
way.
ass, Yusuke Urameshi? Nah, we can worry about that later. There's a tournament to win. Which one of you, girl, baby, or grandparents is first?
Even then, as Yusuke took
gonna
on
really
the
fight
demon
babies,
King Yomi
bro.
in an epic final battle, he was still growing. He had become far stronger than before, even achieving a unique version of the Mizoku form separate from Ryzen's influence.
They got
And
tattoos.
a brand spanking new form of power. Kinda like Sensui's sacred energy, but even better. It's so unprecedented, it doesn't even have a name, but it's golden glowy.
Strong enough to clash with Yomi, creating an explosion that split the heavens above and decimated the Okunin tree below, pushing the Demon King himself to his absolute
I'm not gonna lie.
limits.
But
If I'm in like a punch struggle with somebody else, all I know is that entire part of my jaw about to be gone. I'm gonna need like I'm gonna need a filling on this entire part of my face.
then, Yusuke lost. It's not all bad though. Even if being king would have been cool, Yusuke realized he wanted something more. He'd grown up and chose to walk a new path.
It was always Yusuke's connections with others that motivated him above all else. And it
How
was
about
in
family?
those connections that he found his happy ending.
But I wouldn't piss him off if you can avoid it. Get him in the right mood or threaten the human world, and the spirit detective will beat your stupid ass.
All right, let's
Long
see.
has its return been foretold, but now, finally, it is reborn.
The original Death Battle shirt that once...
Okay, I'm about to say.
All right, the combatants are set,
All
and
right,
we've run the...
who's your parlay on?
I gotta go with the ginger.
All right, you go. I'm going. I guess I'm going to
data through all
Yusuke.
possibilities.
Let's see what happens.
It's time for a death battle!
Ichigo, don't let us gingers down.
Don't let us gingers down. What if he's just blonde? It's just the shading of the anime. No, that's orange. I'm not gonna lie, that's orange.
That's a demon.
That's a hollow.
No doubt about it.
Try to work.
Spirit guide! Getsuga! Tensho!
Yeah, you see what I mean? Like hand to hand, I think he got it. But obviously the swords are still gonna be a problem. Nah. That's a diabolical move. He used your own sword to ricochet his... In the...
That's disrespectful as hell.
I'm not gonna lie, Julie, he getting done dirty. Julie, he getting done dirty.
Chump change.
Dang.
Reckless idiot! What a babe!
Where the heck did we go?
Demon energy got you scared?
Nah.
Look at this animation.
Getsuga! Yujisho! Two at once? Damn, why didn't I think of that?
Oh, you can just do that now.
Give in to me, Yusuke. Let's devour him together.
Hell no! This is my fight, jackass! You
Oh, he can just
hold
grab
me
it?
back!
You with the Broly drag?
Yeesh, rude awakening. This one's a piece of work. Need a hand, partner?
Let's do it. Like old times.
On! Cut! Tensa! Sangetsu!
Is that the best you can do? I can go even faster if you'd like.
Hell yeah! Bring it on!
He's just happy.
I'll kill you even if it kills me! I'm putting it all on the line! You better do the same! Screw that!
Get him?
Give me a freaking break.
How'd that do
The
it?
other side.
Hey, Junior,
Ginger
you
power!
won.
I think the
This was
afterlife
a
offers
ginger
frequent flyer
power.
miles.
Okay.
There's a lot to cover here, so let's break this down into 4 chapters, starting with their abilities.
Yusuke could see Ichigo no problem, and resist auras like Togoro's that are similar to Reiatsu, so Ichigo couldn't cheese a win right away.
Otherwise, Yusuke was outmatched. Sure, the Spirit Gun could potentially match the Getsuga Tensho, and he had stat-boosting forms like the Mizoku. Ichigo, however, had more varied powers, a better healing factor, greater stamina given his months of Dangai samurai training.
And all those swords. He just
Like,
had
I didn't
way
think he
more
couldn't
abilities to
fight.
play with.
I was just
Speed
saying, like,
was a
without the,
fairly
it
easy
seemed like
call.
most of his stuff had the
Yusuke
sword
could react to
involved.
lightning early on, and obviously got much
But
faster
either way,
over
that
time.
I don't think
Looking
that
at
should
this
really
blast from
discredit
his
you.
clash with Yomi, it erupted upwards at 57% the speed of light.
But Ichigo was faster than light from the start, and he's gotten faster too. He couldn't even see Byakuya at first, but blitzed him in the rematch. Plus, he's got tons of training and power-ups since then.
The Soul King Shockwave, for example, expanded across the realms at thousands of times light speed, and Ichigo reacted to attacks from Soul King Yhwach that utilized the same power. So, Ichigo takes speed. But Yusuke's fought plenty of foes faster and more varied than him, so it's extremely important to examine their tactics and ability to adapt mid-fight.
This is kind of both their things. Ichigo has styled on guys with centuries of training and has over a decade of experience as a Shinigami. He's pretty
He's
good
older
at figuring
also.
out new weapons and styles.
Meanwhile, Yusuke was flexible and quick to adapt, mixing cleverness with exceptional hand-to-hand. He's good enough to match Kabano, who mastered every martial art.
Right.
Ichigo's decent at hand-to-hand, but it's not his go-to in the same way.
So
Yeah, that's what I
both
was
had
just
their
trying to
strong
say
suits,
earlier.
with advantages on each side.
I mean, I
It's
haven't
fair
seen
to
either
call
of
this
these, but
one
that's
a
what I was
draw.
just going.
Leaving
The
only
information
the
I was
biggest
guilt. That's
winning
what I
factor,
was
which could have
thinking.
superseded all other advantages. Power.
Between Sensui, Genkai, and Enma, Yusuke could definitely destroy the planet. Examining his sky-splitting clash with Yomi and measuring its scale, that's about 4 quadrillion megatons of TNT, which is
What's a
crazy.
Zitzatil?
Similarly, mid-series Ichigo could shake Huecomundo, tear through hell, and block attacks that could destroy the Soul Society. But at his peak, he beat Yhwach, who could destroy several realms, which is far more impressive than just one.
To be fair, Yusuke also beat Yakumo, who could threaten 2 realms at the same time, pretty close to Yhwach's threatening 3.
And Yusuke far surpassed Yakumo afterward. The gap between him and Sensui alone was 10 times. So there could be an argument for Yusuke's power surpassing Ichigo if 3 realms was truly Ichigo's limit.
Fortunately for Ichigo, it's not. Yhwach was also gonna destroy the Garganta, which has at least 29 pocket dimensions inside it.
Each containing at least a planet and star, much larger than Yusuke's planet-sized worlds. Plus, Ichigo matched Yhwach in True Shikai, without his additional boost from Half Hollow and True Bankai.
As always with Death Battle, there's arguments either way, but the way we see it, even being generous with Yusuke's power and conservative with Ichigo's, the gap was just too big, giving Ichigo the final edge.
All
Sorry
right,
if things got
I mean, it makes
messy,
sense.
but that's just how Ichigo.
I'm not
The
surprised.
winner
It makes
is
sense.
Ichigo Kurosaki.
What I learned
time
today is
on
ginger
Death Battle.
power.
No.
Me versus JoJo.
Oh wait, I already saw this one. Okay, so this came before the one I saw.
Subscribe and join as a member to see more.
Yeah, okay, I already saw this one before this. Like, I was already behind on Death Battle, so I watched them a bit out of order. But hey, man, that was a cool one. I really like the animation. I've not seen Bleach or Yu Yu Hakusho. However,
And I'm gonna start with Yu Yu Hakusho.
I wouldn't be against reacting to it one day. I just never came across either of them. But hey, I guess that was it for this one, man. Hope you have a good day and God bless.
Yeah, boy.